Hey everybody, what is going on? CerealOverdrive here, and today I'm playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is something a little bit different. Hopefully you guys are going to like it. We're going to be doing a 100 PED Atrox hunt. So we're going big this time, or at least big by my perspective. Why am I doing this? Because I thought it would be cool to do. I thought it would be nice to do like a bigger run so you guys can see sort of some more accurate results. Plus, look at this spawn right here. This is just perfect. There's so many Atrox just right by that teleporter. I love it. Unless they get shot by the teleporter, which is going to suck. But we're good. We're good. All right. I always worry about that. Those first shots when you're this close to TP, I'm like, are those turrets going to get them? And they didn't, so we're good. And now what I want to talk about today, or I guess what we're going to lead off with, and then I'll see where it goes, because 100 PEDs, for those of you guys who don't know, this is probably going to be like a 20 to 30 minute video. So there's going to be a lot covered here. So I guess what I want to start off today with is just sort of talking about my channel and some sort of new, interesting, possible directions I've been thinking about. So I guess one thing I'm wondering is just how much you guys like the edited stuff versus these sort of long form videos. It seems like the long form videos have a good amount of viewers, and I actually really do like doing them, so I'm always going to keep doing this. But I'm wondering if like there's a big push for the edited stuff when you guys see those clips of me trading where it's just like those quick like 2 second clip, not 2 second, but like 2 minute clip, 2 minute clip, 2 minute clip for the 100 to 200 PD challenge. Is that something you'd like to see more of, or is that just like, it's okay but not great? Because I know the commentary, a lot of people do like the commentary, so that's not going to end. Also the conspiracy theory stuff, I'm just curious how many people are interested in that. Is there anyone out there that thinks it's a detractor? So like, is there anyone out there who sees that conspiracy theory, those conspiracy theory videos, watches them, or just feels like, not quite what I like? And it's okay if it's not what you like, but if you've got a good reason for me not to post them anymore, if you're like, well, it's a little insulting, or like, I don't think it is, but if you're just like, well, you know, I come here for this, and then when you put this out, it's really like a turn off, I'd like to know, because honestly, I want this channel. So right now, this channel is actually something I'm pretty like proud of. I think we, honestly, as of this video being released, I think we hit 3,000 subscribers. So a huge shout out to that. Thank you so much, guys. Like I really want to say that, because it's hard to sort of convey that, but it really is like one of those things that I look at. I'm like, holy shit, like this is a thing. And it's like actually like when I started out and it was like I'd get 1,000 views on a video, I was like, oh my god, like you could fill up a little club with that, right? And now I'm like, geez, just with my subscribers, you could, like, if everybody got together, which I know like probably some of them don't even watch, most of them don't even watch my videos anymore, but I know like it's just so awesome to see. It's so awesome to think like you know, if everybody got together to subscribe to the channel, you could fill out like a small club, not a stadium, but a small club. And then when I think about it, like how many views I've got, there's probably 1 million people who have heard me talking bullshit, right? Maybe not 1 million, but there's a good amount of people. I've got like 1.5 million views now, 1.4, which is just a crazy number. I know like there's a lot of YouTubers out there who that's like one average video for them, but for me that's not the reality. But for me it's still like one of those mind-blowing things where I'm like, oh wow. Because I know the only thing I can equate it to is I used to work for a very big company when I was programming, and I can almost guarantee that if you live in the US, you have used something that I've made. And that's just one of those cool things. Like, it was such a little thing, but it's a little thing that's part of something huge. So I love that, because every now and then I'll go into job interviews and people will be like, when have I used your work? Have I ever used anything that you've made? And I'll be like, actually you have. And that always like blows people away. But it's so cool to do that, and it's so cool now just to see something that I just started from scratch, right? Like this was just this channel that I started originally to post. So we'll go into it, because I've talked about this before, but I think that was like 1,000 subscribers ago. Crazy to say that, but it was. So yeah, I started this channel because there used to be these Steam achievements. This is before any of those like achievement channels or anything like that came out. And I was just like, how do you get these things? So I figured out how to get different achievements, and this was for like the winter, it was like the 2011 winter like loot thing. So you'd actually get loot for it, right? Like if you completed all these challenges, you'd get free games. And I'm like, wow, I like free games. I was in college at the time, I'm like, I like free stuff, so I can make these videos on how to get free stuff. I'm sure people would like that. And I was curious, because I heard, like, there are these YouTubers that made a full-time living. I'm like, that's not right. Like, how they get 1 million views, but how much is 1 million views worth? So I was curious about that, too. I didn't start it, actually, to make money. I just was like, well, if I get 1 view, how much would I make? And at the time, YouTube just paid anyone who had a channel. So I, like, did it. I got a couple thousand views, and I made pretty much nothing off of it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it really is, like, a numbers thing. And, like, a lot of these people who act like, because at the time there were people who would have, like, 30,000 subscribers and act like that was their full-time job. And it's like, well, they're in college. Is this really their full-time job, or is this just a thing, right? And if you look, a lot of those guys, like, they did go on and they went to actually get full-time jobs, right? Like, they were in college, they were playing for sort of part-time money, and like a part-time job money. And then what happened is they graduated, realized it wasn't sustainable because, again, like, if you're living at your parents' house, every dollar you make is a dollar that you can spend. And if you're living on your own, every dollar you make isn't a dollar you can spend. Unfortunately, a lot of that goes into, like, food, housing, just clothes. A lot of bullshit that really, like, I mean, granted, I love clothes, I love dressing up, I love looking nice, but, like, right now I'm just wearing, like, jeans and a black t-shirt, right? Like, that shouldn't... That's cheap outfit, right? Like, jeans and a black t-shirt, but, like, it still costs something, right? And those things still get wrecked, and you still got to get new ones. And, you know, the house I'm in costs a lot. I don't want to calculate per day, but I think it's quite a bit per day, unfortunately, because, like, rent is just insane everywhere you go in the U.S. If you want to live in a city that's good for engineer or computer programming, that's just how it is. If I wanted to live in, like, I don't know, like a Midwestern city, it would be a lot cheaper, but then the job opportunities just aren't there. So it's one of those things, like, it's a trade-off, right? If I could work remotely, I'd consider it, but it's a trade-off. But yeah, I just got into it for that reason. It was so cool, like, just being able to help people, because it was one of those things that, like, I looked at the videos, I'm like, wow, there's people that are actually, like, getting something out of this, right? And it was such a cool concept, because at the time, like, when you're in college, for the most part, what I was doing is I was learning, right? I wasn't the teacher, but it was very cool to take that perspective of, like, now I can teach people, and this is awesome, right? Like, I'm able to help people out. Like, people actually comment on these videos and say thank you. I'm like, wow, I really love that. The commentary I like too. I do like doing this stuff, but I really do like those how-to videos where I can just, like, a random person comes and they're gonna say, like, hey, can my computer run this? And I'll say, well, yeah, I think it can, or no, I think it can't. It's such a little thing. It's this little service that you can provide that just makes the world a little bit better, and I sort of like that. It's my way of giving back. I mean, of course, like, I do program stuff and donate to charity and all that, but, like, this is a more direct way, I feel like, and I like it. So, now, as far as channel directions go, this is just something I've been playing around with. So I know there's a lot of, like, bigger YouTubers out there who do, like, items, right? And I'm like, I can't really do t-shirts or anything. I'm not that big. But at the same time, I was like, I've got a mouse pad here that's just completely worn down. It's, like, over 10 years old and just looks like shit. I'm like, oh, it'd be sort of cool if I had a CerealOverdrive mouse pad. So I was wondering if that's something that anybody would be interested in, if I just took... So what I was thinking is just, like, go on Alibaba, right? Like, this is, for those of you guys who are wondering, if you're actually, like, a bigger YouTuber than me, this is how you do it. You go on Alibaba, you contact a few different people who would do mouse pads. I can just get them to, like, put my logo on it. Maybe I do, like, a CerealOverdrive signature on it. Make, you know, however many of those I think I could actually sell, and then keep one for myself, of course. And then I could just, you know, go release those. And they'd probably be pretty cheap to do. I could probably do it for, like, 10 bucks a mouse pad, which I think is pretty fair, especially when you're doing such a limited run. I wouldn't really be making any money on that, but it would be sort of cool to have a CerealOverdrive thing in real life, at least for myself. But I was just curious if there's anybody who'd even be interested in that, because if there are, like, I could definitely look into making that happen, making that a thing. The clothing I don't really want to go into, because I'm like, I don't know, I feel like that's... If you're a really big YouTuber and you make, like, your own sort of branded sweater or something like that, that's cool, but, like, for my case, I don't think there's anybody who would really wear that. Like, I don't think there's anybody who would be like, oh yeah, CerealOverdrive sweater, I'd love that. Like, maybe, but I don't know, I just don't feel like that's there. But I feel like a mouse pad, like, just the avatar I've got and everything like that, it would work perfect. But that's just me, because personally I love those mouse pads. They're like real colorful, they have characters on them. I'm like, yeah, that'd be a cool idea. I could do like a, I don't know, I figured just do like the CerealOverdrive, like whatever, a run, and if you're one of the first, not even one of the first, but if you want one, you'll get one, basically. We could just produce however many there are, and then after that we're done, and I'll even like sign them with a pen if you want, I guess. I don't know if that would wear them down or not, but like, yeah, I can sign them with a pen, so you actually get something that's signed by CerealOverdrive, and if I ever become big, maybe it'll be worth an extra like $5 on the internet. Yeah. I don't know, it was just a thought. It was something that was like, that could be something cool to do. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know down below in the comments, because I'm really curious if there is that sort of interest there. So that's one of those things that I'm like, would it be, because I've played around with the idea. Like, I like that idea, because I know a lot of YouTubers, they're like, oh yeah, like you can make a little extra money just selling these products, and then you actually have like a brand name, and it's sort of like a cool, I love when people do that with their stuff. Like, they take it in a cool direction and give people something they want, because that's always the goal, in my mind, right? The goal is to do two things, right? You wanna maintain, not profitability, but at least you don't want to lose money on it, right? So like, I don't want to make a t-shirt, sell it for $1, and it costs me $2 to make, because that's just unsustainable. For video games, like, fine, I'll buy games, I'll buy new computers. That's obviously, that's not sustainable. I can't cover those costs. But at the same time, if I'm gonna buy a game just to do for CerealOverdrive and I don't want to play it in my free time, I probably won't do it, because I'm like, I don't think the money's there. Like, it wouldn't make sense for me to do that. But, you know, if it's 50-50, like some of these games, like I'll make videos on Scum or something like that, or Rust or whatever, right? Like, I didn't buy those games to make videos. I bought those games because I like them, and then I just made a video because, why not? So that's sort of my approach to it. And with the mousepad thing, this would sort of be the first time I'm actually buying something specifically for CerealOverdrive, so I don't want to take a loss, but I'm fine just breaking even, because honestly, like, let's be real, with shipping and everything like that, it would probably be a pretty expensive endeavor. I'd have to figure out if there's a way I can do it without giving away my address, because that would be a problem. But if I could figure that out, I think it would be a cool little thing to release, like mouse pads. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. It's just an idea, and honestly, like, I feel like there's gonna be maybe like 10 people that are interested. But I feel like it's something that maybe like through Alibaba I could actually do for 10 people, which would be cool. And since they're so small and flexible, I can just put them into an envelope or something like that. And I'm thinking it would be just sort of your standard mouse pad, nothing fancy, nothing big. There's no gel or anything like that on it. But it would be easy to ship, it'd be easy to send, because I've done a little bit of work just selling stuff on Amazon, and I know the difference between, like, sending a box, because I've done that before. Like, I wanted to return something once. It was this, it was actually like a homemade wine kit. I was like, oh yeah, this would be cool, and then my girlfriend was like, no, not really. We don't have the space to set this up for a month. I'm like, alright, I need to return it. And it was like, it cost more, the shipping cost more than the item. And I'm like, what the hell? How do you even get an item to me like that? Like, free shipping, they said. They sent this to me, and the shipping back, it was like, I think I paid like $60 for the kit. It was going to cost me $100 to ship back. I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. But at the same time, I'm like, how did they make that work? How did they ship it to me for so little cost? So I definitely don't want to do like a CerealOverdrive table, because I have no idea how that works. But if I'm shipping something small, like when I want to ship someone, like if I want to ship like a friend a gift or something like that, I do that every now and then. You know, or I've been traveling and I got a cool mug for someone, like, different people that I know might like it, and I'm like, alright, I'll buy this and ship it to them, and then that's like $7, and a mouse pad's probably gonna be like $1 or $2 to send. So I'm like, that'd be a legit thing that I could do, and that'd be a cool way to sort of see if there's any interest in it. And I think that's something that people might actually be interested in, because you're not like running around with the CerealOverdrive brand, but like, hey, if you're playing Entropia Universe or you're playing some games, like, it makes sense. Like, I don't know. Let me know what you think, though. I'm really curious if anybody's interested in that. If you are, I'll look into making it happen. It won't be one of those things that, like, you say it and it happens, because I want to do a little bit of, like, testing, find a good supplier and everything like that. Obviously, if the quality's shit, like, yeah, I mean, it's hard to do, right? This is my first time into it, so don't expect anything too amazing, people. because that's the other thing that I'm like I'd be worried about. Like I'd create it. That's why I don't want to do shirts, right? Like I know there's a lot more to the fabric. Whereas a mouse pad, like I feel like any mouse pad's probably gonna last you. That was a decent hit. We haven't had many like big hits here. I was hoping there'd be a lot more like globals and cool stuff going off, but not too much. But yeah, like I feel like a mouse pad's a little bit easier because there's less that could go wrong with it. Whereas like a shirt, I've definitely gotten shirts before that have like ripped within the like day 2 they rip, and I'm like, oh my god, what a cheap shirt, right? Like we've all been there, right? You go to, or I think we've all been there. Maybe I'm the only one that cheaps out, and everybody listening to this is wearing like Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and their shirts never even like, I don't know. I don't have any Gucci or Louis Vuitton shirts, so I'm assuming they go bad in the, I don't know. I'm assuming that they'll last longer. I don't know. Maybe they don't, but whatever. Like I've at least gone to, like, I'll go to a place and I'll buy a T-shirt that says like LA on it. I remember that when I bought this shirt, like, really cool shirt. It says LA on it. It's a nice shirt, and put it on. I'm like, let's get these tourist photos, because I love to do like little. I don't know. I'm one of those people that's just horrible about that stuff. Like I'm in Mexico. I've got like the Mexican shirt flag on. I've got my like sombrero on, and people are like, really? But yeah, like I do that. Even in Boston, I do that sometimes. I'd be like wearing my Boston shirts and take pictures next to like Fenway, or when I'm at Fenway, and it's like, well, I mean, everybody does. I guess everybody does that, right? Yeah, everybody wears their baseball team shirt, but I'm doing it just for like I like to fit in, right? I like to be themed. A lot of Americans like that, by the way, for those of you who are like overseas. Americans love dressing up, and I just love dressing up too. You know, if they let me, I'd wear like a huge sombrero or something like that every time I go to a Mexican restaurant, but I don't think any of my friends would sit with me if I did that, so I don't. But anyways, I feel like a lot of those shirts that I get, like I got that one from LA, I literally like put it on, took a picture, I stretched, and like the armpit broke. Like it just ripped. And I'm like, what the hell? Like I just bought this shirt. Like literally I had it for less than an hour before it broke. And I'm like, this isn't normal. Like this isn't like, I didn't even cheap out on that one. That was the thing that upset me the most. I paid like $15 for it. If I paid like $2 for a shirt, or $5, a big fine, it makes sense. But no, I paid like $15 and it still ripped on me. And it wasn't like a tight shirt. I'm not wearing this like skin tight shirt. It was a little baggy. It was just like a little bit of a stress on it. And it ripped. Like literally the shirt I'm wearing right now would be ripping in half because I've done that motion like twice. But yeah, like it was just one of those crazy things that just ripped in the armpit. I'm like, well, great. Now I've got to buy another shirt. Which I did, because like I don't want to go around looking like trailer trash or anything like that. I no offense if you guys like wearing shirts with rips in the armpit. I know those ripped shirts are all the rage right now, but it's just not my thing. Anyways. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to get into shirts or anything, because I feel like there's a lot of quality control that needs to be there, and I just don't have that. I don't have an idea of like what that would be, but with a mouse pad, I feel like it's not going to wear out. So yeah, let me know if you're interested. It's just a thought, like it's something I'm throwing out there into the ethos, and if it takes, it takes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No big deal. So yeah, let me know if you guys are interested. If there's any other items that you'd like if there's any other items that you think would be, whoa, look at that right there, 18 PEDs, not too bad. Hopefully that's gonna get us some of our money back. If you notice, I'm not even healing up anymore. Like I've gotten good enough with this LR20 that I can just take these guys out before they really even get some damage on me. Good thing there, we're saving money on ammo, and we're saving money on armor costs. So you're going to notice decay going down a little bit. Obviously, the decay for going through the bullets is going to be the same, but the decay for hits on your armor just goes down. Same thing with evade. As your evade skills up, you're going to get hit less on your armor, so it's going to cost you less to go hunting. So that's like one thing that a lot of people forget. Like as your skills get better, you take less armor damage. So that armor damage is probably one of the main things. If you're a more advanced player, you're going to take way less armor damage than a newer player. And I think a lot of people do forget that. So, like, just keep that in mind, right? Like, if you're out there and you're taking, like, a 1 PED of armor damage per, like, 15 PEDs shot through your gun, there's probably someone out there taking, like, 10 PECs of armor damage per 15 PECs shot through their gun or whatever it is, right? And that's probably one of the things that you can affect the most just by skilling up. Like, gun decay costs a kill. Like, that is flexible. That's the big thing to worry about. But I think armor decay is the easiest one just to negate. Because with gun decay and stuff like that, you need to get the right gun, you need to get the right markup, you need the right amps, you need the right, like, this and that, and everything's got to go together perfectly. With the armor, like, you just skill up your evade or your dodge. Dodge is when you're getting shot at, armor, or evade is when you're getting hit. So anything that's close range melee is evade, so most mobs are doing evade damage to you. We'll kill one more, and then we'll have to head back. Most mobs are doing evade damage or most mobs you can dodge with evade, right? Ooh, we got 2 attacking us. Yeah, we're gonna convert some shrapnel. Ooh, nice, we got 60 PEDs of shrapnel, so that's sort of a good sign. Alright, let's not... Oh, come on. See, that's the annoying thing, that pop-up right there, that just cost me. Like, that little pop-up where it says, like, okay. Yeah. I wish they'd get rid of that. That's like, I know a lot of people have complained about it. I'm like, well, it's not a big deal, but I see what you guys are saying now, and I definitely, I was wrong, because I know at one point, like, I'm not sure if I said it in Discord or what, but someone was like, hey, like, is there any way to get that pop-up to disappear? And I'm like, I don't think so, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, you just click OK. I didn't say this, but I was thinking it. I'm like, oh, you just click OK. Like, what's the big deal? And then that happened to me, and I'm like, oh. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Oh, did this guy just kill my mob? Whoopsies. Where did my mob be? I don't know where my monster went there. Let's see, where is this guy at? The thing is, if it takes me too long, it's like by the time I get out there, he's going to be all fully healed. We'll just take this guy and see. Yeah, I don't see him, so I'm guessing I just lost it. I didn't do too much damage to the thing, so we probably lost like 1 PED there because I died. It sucks, but for a 100 PED run, it's not going to be a make or break thing. So we're just going to kill this one, then we're going to head back. A little disappointing that I couldn't find him. I was really hoping I could, but yeah. Oh, also, if there's any topic that I started and didn't continue, please let me know, because I do that sometimes. Like, every now and then I'll be like, I'll talk about something and I'll forget to carry through with it. It's hard, right? Like, I'm out here just spouting off, and then sometimes like a topic comes into my head, I start talking about it, and then leads to another tangent, and then I forget about it. And it's just reality. So yeah, if you guys, if there's anything that you're like, why didn't you finish that you're really like upset about, let me know. I'll try and pick it up in the next video, or one of the next videos. I do preload all my videos. So the reason I do that is just because it's less stressful for me, honestly. Like, if there's a day I want to record, fine, I can record. If there's a day I don't need to. So I preload everything. So I'm about 2 weeks, I think, ahead right now, and I've got a few videos even just sitting on my computer that I haven't uploaded yet. So there's definitely videos in the waiting, but I'll in 2 weeks I'll get around to responding to this, and I'll obviously be active on chat and say like, oh, or not chat, but in the comments talking with you guys. You guys know that. Like, anytime you comment, I read all the comments. I stick around. I try to be good about that. Anyways. Let's total this up. So I honestly thought this was going to be a atrocious run, just based on the fact that we didn't really get any big loots worth talking about. But I don't think it went too bad, actually. We're going to have some losses, but it's not going to be what I was thinking it would be. I know I didn't say anything, but in my head I was just like, ooh, this is going to be bad. So total in loot, we've got 106.4 PEDs worth of loot. And I don't know, it keeps targeting the construction machine instead of the repair terminal. I hate that. Anyways, as far as repairs go, you can see we got a decent amount of armor repair there and 21.21 PEDs of actual like amp repair. So let's do that. And yeah, so here's the facts, right? For this whole run, we lost 14.81 PEDs. A lot of you guys are probably thinking like that's higher than normal, which it is. But if you actually do the math on that, we lost about 14% on our 100 PED run. A little bit less too if you start counting the decay, but like let's say we lost 14% on the run. That's not too bad. I can deal with that. That's something that I think is fair. That's something like, all right, Mindark got their bit. I got some good loot. Maybe the next run I do, I'll get a little bit over. Like this is a maintainable loss. So I'm happy to see that, because that's one of the things. Anytime I do a bigger run, I'm always a little worried. Like, is this gonna go bad? Am I gonna lose a lot of PEDs? And I didn't. So that's always good. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it when you guys make it all the way through the videos. I can actually see that, so it's always cool to know, like, oh yeah, people definitely find this interesting. But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, you guys know the drill. Just post them down below in the comment box section thing. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a good day, and until next time, peace.